Well, my favorite memory of the Players Ball would have to be the Players Ball we did Snoop Dogg. And if you remember, I think you had broken him off $100,000 up front. That was a lot of money back then. Now you couldn't touch Snoop Dogg for
Now he's like
$1
$1 million.
But I remember you paid in full because you wanted this guy to know that we meant business and this was a legitimate industry. And even though it was adult stars all over the place in the adult business, we had that type of money and we wanted him there. And I think it was like 5 minutes after you had wired him the $100,000 as agent, everybody I knew said to me, bro, you do know that he's infamous for not showing up to a lot of gigs, right? He takes
everybody
money.
was taking bets on whether or not he was going to show up.
Right. And like, oh, yeah, William Morris is really mad at him because, every time they book him for something, he doesn't show up or he comes late. And, of course, that set you off, and we were both freaking out. And I was more nervous for you than you were nervous. I'm like, my brother's going to look like an asshole if Snoop Dogg doesn't come. This is going to be the end of his career.
It's funny because you always absorbed my stress for me that I never really stressed.
I know. I always worried more for you because I didn't want my brother looking like an idiot. But I remember being backstage, and I remember Jenna Jameson and her husband Jay at the time coming over to me saying, listen, my feet are killing me. I've been on the trade show floor for 2 days straight. I'm exhausted. Is Snoop coming anytime soon? Because we just want to see him, we want to meet him, and we want to go back to the hotel and go to sleep. And I said, he'll be here. We're just waiting on him right now. We're just waiting on him. And this was like, what, 12 o'clock? It was at least midnight, maybe 12:30 in the morning. And we hadn't even gotten, Digital Underground had just performed, and we're all standing around. And you had gotten him a hockey jersey that said Players Ball on the front, Snoop on the back, and you had carefully draped it over the back of his chair. The whole dressing room had all his writer stuff. He had his PlayStation. He had chicken. He had ribs. He had all the necessary booze that he wanted for his whole posse. And I just remember looking around going, Jesus Christ. And then I remember I had walked in there to go put a bag of weed because Evan had given us some of that great weed from up north. And I went to go put it on the desk where his chair was with the Snoop jersey. And just then, one of his security guards, the biggest guy I've ever seen in my life, picked me up off of the ground, stuck me against the wall. He's like, what are you doing in Snoop's room? I'm like, I'm a promoter, dude. I'm the promoter. My brother's D-Money. He's like, who are you? And then all of a sudden you walked in like, hey, that's my brother. He's cool. And then he put me down, and he started wiping off my shirt. And I go, it's a damn good thing you put me down when you did. I was about to open a can of whoop ass on you, motherfucker. And this guy literally was like 300 pounds, 6'5", and he was like a linebacker.
It's a good thing that he put you down.
Yeah, it was a good thing because I was about to open up a can of whoop ass.
Yeah, that was a good one.
But no, the best part about it is just then, the freight elevator opens up. I'll never forget this as long. Remember the clown cars back when we were kids and you'd see like 35 clowns come out of a little Volkswagen?
Mm-hmm.
Was that not what it was like, except it was pimps coming out of an elevator, all suited and booted? I guess Snoop had taken 40 of his buddies, all these real pimps from all over the country, out shopping that day. And every dime that you paid him up front, he pretty much spent on pimp suits for his whole entourage. They all had their pimp cups, including us. We had our own pimp cups from Debbie the Glass Lady. Shout out to Debbie the Glass Lady.
And CC Bill, the processor, they had it made for like 50 of their employees.
That's right. We hooked them up with
Debbie. It was
Debbie.
the biggest sale Deb ever made.
Yeah, these glasses were like $300 a pop, if I remember correctly.
Some of them were $500, yeah.
Some had Swarovski crystals.
They were all Swarovski.
Mine said K Bizzle and matched my suit. Yours said D Money. You still got your cub.
Of course.
Mine, rest in peace, during an earthquake fell off the top of my refrigerator at home, so I don't have that anymore. But just then, Snoop Dogg came in. I introduced him to Jenna Jameson. I'm like, hey, biggest hoe in the world, meet the biggest pimp in the world. He's like, I ain't mad at you, Jenna. I know who you are.
Of course he did.
And then we just...
And then she gave him a lap dance during the performance. Yeah. We'll cut to some of these clips to make the story even better.
Right.
We stay on point like Stacey Adams.
Come on.
Now. We stay on point like Stacey Adams. Stacey Adams. You know what I'm saying? Looking good.
I'm in a three-piece suit, looking too cute, mashing, flashing, looking for a prostitute. Boo boo, you got that loot?
Say what?
Because you have all the footage.
Because I have the footage.
I just remember it was the first time we met Don Magic Juan, the bishop.
Well, hold on. The funny part about the story with Snoop that I tell people, that's what I think is the most unbelievable part of the story, is that he was a gangster all those years.
Right.
And then the night of the Players Ball, he came suited and booted like a pimp.
Right.
And he changed his image to a pimp that night for like the next decade.
Right.
That's the part people don't realize. He made his coming out as a pimp for our Players Ball in 2001, June 29th.
And that's when he had just recorded the song with 50 Cent. Don't care what you heard about me. Remember?
Yeah, pimping was actually very trendy at the time. It was very cool. You can't do it now.
It was 2001. He came with the East Siders, but we also met some of our friends. We met Suave that night. We met the Bishop Don Magic Juan. I remember the Bishop being up there and you presenting to Snoop the Big Woody Award. And he sees this big wooden carved out object. It's a giant phallic symbol. It was a giant penis, basically.
It could have been a piece of art as well because it was an artist that got the driftwood in San Diego, crafted
But
it.
we called them the Big Woodies.
They were the Big Woodies.
Double entendre.
Yep.
Adult industry.
Yes.
We had the Bishop present the award to Snoop.
You know, it was also satirized on Family Guy.
That's right.
So the dog, I don't watch the show, so I don't know the dog's name.
Stewie.
Stewie.
No,
Is it-
that's not Stewie.
You don't know, don't say.
I don't know.
It's going to be out there for millions of people. Anyway.
Do you know Doug? Brian's
Was
the
it
dog.
Brian?
That's right.
Okay.
That's
so
right.
Brian the dog makes a porn movie.
See, this is why Rogan has a guy that checks everything as he's talking.
Right.
Doug's our guy without having to look up everything.
We got a guy on the D Money show,
Yeah,
by the way.
yeah, that's right. We got the Bass Hole,
We have
by the
a-
way. We're
he's
coming to you
real.
from the Bass Hole Studios,
Yes.
and that's
Isn't
Doug.
it Bass Hole, though? It is Bass Hole. You are a Bass Hole.
You're the biggest Bass Hole I know.
Whatever.
Anyway.
Potato.
Right.
So,
No, but the best part was, and to this day, do we not quote everything from the video that we're about to show people? I remember Don Magic Juan being up there.
look at the holy rod he got.
Look at the holy rod he got. Listen, we're going to give Snoop Dogg the holy rod.
Hey, listen.
Hey, listen. And we were like, what is this? And then he comes up, he's like, that's good looking, cuz. I'm going to put
Yeah.
this up on my mantle with my BET award, my Soul Train award, and all that other good shit.
This is what I'm talking about right here, man. Keeping it real player for y'all for the 2000+1 at the Players Ball. They gonna give me a Woody Award for being the Player of the Year, and they gonna give my girls an award for being the best dressed up in this motherfucker tonight. Give me my motherfucking Woody Award. We want our shit. Good looking. That's mine. Good looking, cuz. That's my Woody Award. Put that up, Loco. Put that up on the mantle with my Soul Train Award, my American Music Award, and all that other good shit. The Woody Wood.
In a real way.
Say it. Say it. Say it. Where we at, Woody Jam?
The bishop gon'
I don't think they heard your name.
Hey,
bro.
listen. This is a great honor for me to be able to do this. Listen, we know we here tonight for the Players Ball with who? Snoop Dogg! Snoop Dogg! Snoop Dogg! And listen, pimps up! Listen, it gives me great honor to present this Pimp Player of the Year Award, lifetime, #1, no other, #1 on the chart, Snoop Dogg, Eastside, LBC, Snoop Dogg! Give it up! Give it up!
Yeah.
Y'all give it to him. Y'all
Hey,
know he's
listen.
the coldest player.
Listen, this is his trophy. This the MVP trophy of the game. This the MVP trophy of the game. He got the MVP of the league, a pimp and player, Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, got the holy rod. Look at the holy rod he got. Snoop Dogg got the holy rod.
Hey. It's a true honor, man. You did.
got a
mean,
holy rod.
I'm truly honored to be holding this motherfucker right here. On some other shit. Real talk.
Some way other shit.
We're gonna keep it pimping though. We gotta continue the show though, baby. We got more work to do. Hey, Jam, where we at, Woody, cuz?
I think you need to tell them.
Hey,
your
put this
name
on the
again,
DJ
dog.
mantle. Renee, put that on the DJ mantle.
Yo,
Had Flavor Flav help be a host with me before.
Yep.
But nobody was as electric as Don Magic Juan that night when he did the award for Steve.
He was fired up, man.
He was fired up.
And I could say to this day, we're still friendly with him. He lives right down the street, and we're going to have him on a show, right?
Oh, yeah. For
in the
sure.
next coming
what
weeks.
people don't understand is that The D Money show, yes, it's intended for people in performance marketing. And I want to keep having performance marketing guests. But we also cross over every once in a while just because I want to be interesting and we want to entertain our industry.
Right.
So we bring on David Faustino. We're going to bring Don Magic Juan. We'll have
just
two
a glimpse.
short.
It's just a glimpse into our lives. So some of the characters that we hang out with, that we know, that we fuck with a lot of interesting people, man. You know, the thing about Don Magic Juan is, do you remember when Rolling Stone was doing that article on me that ended up not going in Rolling Stone and ended up in Wired magazine?
Yeah.
I took Amanda Chicago Lewis over to Don Magic Juan's. Now, this is a great story. You do remember what happened there, right?
Yes.
I told him initially, this is a writer who normally covers the weed beat for Rolling Stone magazine. And, you know, at that time, he had Church Cannabis. I said, but it's not a story about weed. I'm going to bring her by your place because I want her to know some of the contacts and some of the people that I hang out with and I get, you know, word off the street from. He goes, okay, K-Dizzle, you just bring her by the Honeycomb, which is the name of his little spot there in West Hollywood. So I brought her by the Honeycomb. We walk into the place and he's got every display you could imagine of Church Cannabis. And he's literally just hawking his wares, and he's, Amanda, let me show you everything about the weed. We got the Church Cannabis. And I'm like sitting, and she's like, sir, you know, I'm not really here to talk about the weed. We're here to talk about KB and D Money, you know, from the Players Ball, and KB's the celebrity sex tape, bro. Okay, well, your name's Chicago. You from Chicago then, huh? Said, well, no, sir, I'm not really from Chicago. I was conceived in Chicago. My middle name is Chicago. My name is Amanda Chicago Lewis. Okay, you want a shotgun? She's like, excuse me? And he takes the blunt that he's now smoking through his nose, hits it, and then blows it out of his mouth into one of the hoes that are in his house. He's got two hoes. One's named, I think, Hollywood, and she had a big tattoo of the bishop on her forearm in his full pimp regalia. And he blows it in her mouth. And then he goes, come on, Amanda. You from Chicago? You could take a shotgun. He said, sir, I'm not from Chicago. I told you. It's my middle name. I was conceived there. My parents thought it'd be a great name. Okay. And then we started talking about things. And then somewhere along the line, the conversation flipped. And Amanda had said something to him about violence and about abusing women or how do you keep your hoes in line. And I read somewhere along the line that if you can't control a woman's body, you got to control her mind and violence. And then all of a sudden, two of the girls that were sitting there go, Daddy never did nothing to nobody that didn't need to be done. And then I'm like, oh, shit. And then he gets up abruptly and walks in the other room. And I look at Amanda, and she looks at me. She goes, I feel very uncomfortable right now. I want to leave. I said, oh, no, we're not going anywhere. You disrespected this man in his own home. We're going to sit here, and you're going to have to apologize when he comes out of wherever room he's in. And literally, we're sitting there, and she is dying, and I'm dying too because I'm like, why would I bring some writer into this guy's house? And now she's disrespecting him. And that's when the bishop walks out, and he's got, I kid you not, D, he's got a tampon in his right nostril, and it's shoved up his nostril with the string hanging out. And Amanda looks at me, and I look at her, and Hollywood, the hooker, says, I'm sorry, Daddy's on a new blood thinner medicine, and it's causing him to have nosebleeds. And I go, oh, shit. Bishop, you got the deep vein thrombosis? He goes, yeah, I got the DVT, K-Bizzle. I'm like, oh, shit, man, they got you on the blood thinner. Uh-huh, it's giving me nosebleeds. I'm like, oh, shit, okay. And then just then, I noticed that the whole tampon is now red. He's literally bleeding. And again, I look over at Amanda, and Amanda's looking at me, and there's no way you could script something like this, right?
Yeah.
Like, literally, I'm like, this is the most insane thing.
I mean, of all the guests I have when this happens, it happens to be a writer from
Right.
Wired and the Rolling Stone.
Well, she was writing for Rolling Stone. The article ended up in Wired because she had to it's a whole long
Okay,
story.
but hold on. Put yourself in your position or even Amanda's.
Yeah.
Because I've been in this position before with Don Magic Juan where he hands
Where he
you
bleeds out of his nose.
No, when he hits it from his nose.
Oh, right.
He's probably the only person I know that hits it through the nose. Because he says it goes straight to the brain, which is a great theory.
Well, I'm going to venture to say the nosebleed most likely was not caused by the blood thinning medicine.
No, I happen to think it had something to do with the smoke.
He's been doing this for 12 years. By the way, the first time we met him, we were doing voiceovers, and we took him out to Santa Monica for the ringtone company that we were trying to do.
Shit like that. And this ain't for rings. This was just for for the company. That shit. That's
Me and Too Short, I'm the Archbishop Don Magic Juan. We definitely hooked up with the Mac Tone. Y'all get with it.
Yeah, I got mine for sure, man. You know, like my little customized ring, man. Holla at me like a real player want to be hollered at when my phone is ringing.
Your banner, man. You got the
No.
talking banner.
So y'all know if y'all gonna get that hookup, and you got the Archbishop Don Magic Juan on the line too. Hey, Mac Tone is jumping in the Mac-a-linen. Too Short, Archbishop Don Magic Juan. Y'all done stepped your game up, Mac Tone.
Yeah. Well, you know, I spit so much game in my phone, it might as well spit something back to me. Talk to me, I talk to you.
Well, that's a beautiful thing to know that you hooked up with that Mac Tone. Some of these females gonna OD off of some of this game, because it's definitely gonna be in there ring-a-ling, ding-a-ling, dong, dong, dong.
That's right. Yes.
But hold on a second. My point is, if you're smoking with Don Magic Juan, and you just hit the joint and you hand it to him, and it's going in rotation, and he hits it in his nose and shotguns it to someone else, the joint makes it back to you. What do you do?
You stare at it. You go, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. But, you know.
Do you hit it or do you hit it? Because, you know, I would just hit it through my nose, because then I don't touch it to my lips and play cool and hope I don't put a tampon up my nose.
Now, that's how you get a sinus infection.
Okay.
I don't know. All I know is he makes me laugh harder than some of the other people that we know, but I don't even know if he knows how funny he is sometimes, right? So about 6 months ago, I get a call from somebody. Hey, did you hear about the bishop? I'm like, what's going on? He goes, oh, man. You know, you should probably call him. And I'm like, okay. And it was very vague, very weird. I hit him up. I'm like, hey, what's up, Bish? You okay? He's like, no, man. They took my leg. I go, who's they? The IRS? That's where my head's at. I'm like, who's they? He goes, the doctors, they took my leg. And I'm like, oh no, wait. They amputated your leg? Uh-huh. I guess the DVT caught up with him, right? So he goes, they took my leg, but I'm going to get a prosthetic, and I'm going to have a pimp limp. I was like, okay, well, obviously he's got a good attitude about this. So we have not seen the bishop since he has his new pimp limp, but I'm excited. Listen, I'm excited.
We'll have him on the show. We'll get caught up. It's been a while.
Listen, I'm excited he's still around, and every time I see the green and gold caddy driving around somewhere in Hollywood, to pull up next to him and just see him doing his thing, and, you know, you'll pull up next to him, and he'll give you a little toot on the horn and give you a little wave.
Maybe I'll cut to the clip where I'm rolling in his car with him following you as we were on our way to a studio once.
Well, that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to set up the video so you could show it.
Well, I just got the signal. And I
okay.
Make sure.
You got the Blatt signal?
Should I put it here right now?
Exactly.
All right, roll the clip.
There you go.
All right.
So there you have it. There's you and Don Magic Juan cruising through the mean streets of Santa Monica and following me in my old Mustang.
Rest in peace. Yeah.
So I'm kicking it with my uncle, the Archbishop Don Magic Juan.
187.4 FM on your dial.
We're going to a Mactone thing. We got Kate Bizzle in front of us.
Church Volume 5, The Revival.
I got my player's card.
This is a new cut from Snoop Dogg and Willie Hutch. Right here on W-Ball. Check it out, y'all. The game is so fast, at times I have to say I slow up. Parlay with my partners at the pad and we just roll up, smoke one.
I was trying to catch you off guard there. Nothing gets past you.
I was waiting for our Basil to laugh in the background. That's my measure to see if
Is Faustino here?
Faustino? Oh, good. All right. So until he gets in, I'm going to do one more shout out. We got Too Short performing the affiliate ball August 4th. Our homie.
That's right.
He's performed over 15 times at our balls in the past.
Well, he's performed more times than that. You know, we had a podcast together called Blow the Whistle for a while. And, you know, I was just telling somebody, I think it was you yesterday, we were talking about how funny Too Short really is.
Yeah, he's probably the funniest artist we know.
He's one of the funniest people.
Yeah.
I know.
He literally could do stand-up and just stand up there and talk.
He's literally on every podcast right now. I just saw him on the All the Smoke podcast with Matt Barnes. Mm-hmm. And every time he's on something, I see a different side of him, but I still see the same side that you and I have known since, 1999? When we first met him, and that was a great story. We could get into that story.
And we did the Playboy Mansion with him back in the day.
So many memories.
Had him perform there.
But it's funny because he calls me all the time. We talk basketball, or we talk this, or he'll call me up. He's like, "Hey, you're my comedy buddy. You want to meet me at this club right now?" And I'll be like, "Sure, why not?" And that's what happens. So look who's here, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen,
look at you. We got.
It looks
David Faustino in the building.
Yeah.
I'm going to scoot over a seat.
This is going to be, which chair we... Yes, we'll put you over there.
Broadcasting live from the cloud and the coast. D-Money dialed in, heed the vibe host. Mic check, reverb system set. D-drop jewels while the rhythm gets wet. Affiliate roots, players ball DNA. Now we spin knowledge in a smoke blaze way. Every guest a spark, every word got weight. He flipped the game while you meditate. D-Money show, vibrations flow. Deep like dub, smooth like the coast glow. Stories in rhythms, truth in the tone. You tune to the frequency, this mic's the throne. D-Money show, set it and ride. Scub